I gave her a flower, I picked her up, put her on stage with me, and everyone went, whoa! It was amazing. I literally like had the best time during my school. Like growing up is a trap. It's a trap.
I know, you leave all that stuff behind.
You can't do this anymore. And for some reason, love has lost its meaning now. You can't mime for your girl, you know.
I know.
It's crazy. And for some
But
reason,
slow dance. I think for me, that's what hurts me the most. I'm like, how can you not know what slow dancing is?
like back then it was so innocent but so pure and nice.
Yes.
It was amazing. I loved it.
You'd smile like for a week after.
Only 1 week when the letters start checking in, you know. Oh, there's this girl who put for me some sugar in my letter, and you know she told me, that's how I test. I was like, wow.
Okay, she needs to be a writer.
Oh, yo,
where did she get that line from?
I have no idea, but
wow.
yeah, she's just there also.
So sweet.
It was amazing. And for some reason, before I read it, like when I opened the letter, it was sugar dripping. I'm like, sugar? Who put sugar in the letter? But until I read the whole letter to finish it, I was like, oh.
Well, at least sugar. Some of us sprayed perfume.
I didn't know what to put after sugar. I was like, oh, I put salt. I'm like, I'm the salt in the food. I didn't know, but yeah.
I know, that's a lot of pressure. How do you match that?
Yo, like the stakes were up and I was like, down here, but I did what I could do in the lyrics. You know, we used to write lyrics, deeds, dedication. And
Did you ever feel at any point like, you know, okay, maybe this is not for me. I want to try something else?
in terms of what I do now?
Yeah.
No.
You were always focused. You knew.
That's what I do now is basically what I've always wanted to do. TV, commercial model, ambassadorship deals, even the new job I'm doing now, marketing. Like, this is all I've ever wanted to do.
And you mentioned radio as well.
Yeah. I do radio on XFM as well.
Okay. So you're on XFM, you're on Urban TV.
TV.
So you're part of the group as well.
Yeah, I'm in that cold shell.
Okay.
I'm just doing me.
Okay, fine. So you also said that you're a scriptwriter.
Yes.
Do you like to write? I mean, is it something that you did back in the day? Do
I'm
you
a
have ambitions of
scriptwriter.
being a novelist one day?
No, I'll be lying to you. I don't have those ambitions of saying I'm going to write a book. No, I just write when I'm in my moods.
Okay.
Like when I'm in my
so
moods.
do you journal or is it like poetry? Or?
No, it's more of a genre, if you could say, but usually I sit down on my PC and I just come up with any crazy idea. Recently I was writing a story about a year without nyege nyege.
Okay, all right.
And I was just, going all in from, when COVID started and, our president coming out to speak and, how everything just unfolded and what nyege was like back in the day, you know. And
this year it's going to be what? Online, right? Digital as well.
Who watches nyege online? Like, really?
Well, there's a first time for everything.
I mean, I don't know if I could be part of that.
Well,
but
clearly we had some good moments at nyege nyege.
Oh, it was amazing. So I felt like this is a story everyone needs to write. Like, when I'm writing, I'm not writing for the present.
Okay.
I'm writing for even the future. Like, if someone is to read that article, they need to know that, there was a crazy party that used to happen back in the 2000s called Nyege. And in 2020, when COVID-19 came through, the Chinese flu, like Trump called it.
Yeah.
They missed it, and it didn't happen. And when it didn't happen, Derrick sat down and, just told us all about it.
Okay.
That's how I envision
That's how
my
you
writing.
look at it.
Yeah.
Now, when you mentioned that you went to do a course in China, how long were you there?
I was there for 2 months.
How was that for you? How was the experience for you?
Like I told you, I'm someone who likes traveling. I'm someone who likes food. And I like learning, literally every single day. I feel like every single day is a day set out there for me to learn something new. I don't believe in learning coming to an end. And I like associating myself with people who are better than me in terms of, thinking, in terms of capability, what they do. I like to steal ideas.
Because there's inspiration everywhere around
Exactly,
us.
you get. So China was awesome. Like from the moment I just reached Entebbe airport when I was departing, I was like, ni hao ma. Here I come. So yeah, it was amazing. I had a wonderful time in Beijing. I actually did a couple of tours. I did Beijing, usually almost like every weekend when I was no class. I was just thinking on getting a train, getting a bus, and just, moving around with a couple of friends I had met. So we did Beijing, we did Vietnam, and Guangzhou, and a couple of other provinces in China. It was amazing. And one thing I got to learn about those guys is that technology-wise, they were like way
They
far.
are
You see,
way ahead.
here when we talk about editing, it's more Adobe Premiere Pro, a couple of audio marks in there and everything. But them, like they had some apps and softwares they were talking about, and in my head I'm like, ko. How does it even work? Is it like in Chinese or something? Yeah, but it was amazing. Like each time I would just see how they do their things. I went to their studio in Guangzhou. I think there's a channel called Guangzhou TV. Yo, I felt like I just need to stay there and just give them my CV, and I tell them, I'm going to work for free. Let me just stay there. The hospitality and the technology itself and how to just make things look visual awesome on TV was just amazing. I had the best experience in China, I must say.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you came back,
I
right?
felt like a genius.
I'm sure like you had ideas and like, okay, now how about we try this and how about we try
I
this?
reached there
and how
talking
about-
about softwares. People didn't know of them. Like, ni hao. Ni hao ma. So, yeah. Please, back to you.
So yeah, so you come back and did you like, you were sure you really wanted to be on the production side? Because you're both in front and behind the camera, which is kind of rare. I mean, it's good to have those skills, but there are many people who either are happy only behind the camera or only to host.
So, I think I must say I'm among the people who like to be in the intersection point. If it's being in front and being behind, I like to be in the intersection point.
So you want to see the full picture.
360. Because, excuse me, like my supervisor told me, it's better you have the behind skill first and then just polish up the in front of the screen. Because you're not going to lie to me about what I know should be done in production.
Yeah.
Because I know it, And if you're my producer, and I need you to do things a kind of way, I would like to shout out to Daniel Owori. He was like literally one of the producers that taught me most of the things I know and how to handle TV work. And I feel like if you don't know what happens behind the camera, then there's some conversations you don't even need to be part of if just basically what you do is being in front of the camera. So I think I would urge everyone who would want to be on TV or would want to do any kind of relatable business, you need to learn at least the basics.
Yeah.
At least the basics.
I
Let no
totally
one
agree
come
because
and
there are
play
people
around.
who want to be on TV, but they only want that and they don't realize there's a lot more.
You need to know before you go on TV what happens in the background, You need to have at least a knowledge, even if it's just a drip. But
Just like a sprinkle.
Just like a sprinkle. You just need to have it.
Yeah.
And I feel
and
like
as someone who, you studied mass communication,
Yeah.
but you worked as well. I find that, many people focus on you have to have the qualifications, but with this TV production, you need apprenticeship.
Yeah,
That's
true.
what you need. You need to just be there, see what's going on, and learn what happens step by step.
that's true. And funny thing about this kind of job we do or this kind of career, you don't even need to go and study a bachelor's degree. Well, the bachelor's degree helps your CV look heavy
Yes.
and respectable. Like when they are selecting, you always have a happy hand. But it's more of practice. It's more of research. It is even something you can do in your vacation. Form 6 back, you just say, let me just go and learn how the camera is operated. Let me just go and learn how production is done, how sound is done. It's something you can just do and just better yourself. It's like an extra skill, as simple as that. And then once it gets into being in front of the camera, it's more of composure, it's more of, audibility, it's more of, how you treat yourself, how you talk to the people, how you talk to the audience, which is something you can practice. But once you have the knowledge of what happens behind,
And then also people can't leave you in the lurch. I'm sorry, I'm just going to put that out there as well. Because you can find your way. You can find your way and you add value wherever you go.
that's true.
I would like to welcome my guest, who is someone I've known for a very, very long time, Justina Ntakoba. My last job has been really dealing with different stakeholders, the media. Yes.
How long were you with MTN?
I was with MTN over 8 years, 8.5 years.
We had a conversation recently as a big group of women.
Yes.
And I've been having this conversation with many women.
Yes.
Where we're talking about this difficulty now for many women in terms of having children.
For me, I remember the first time I had a miscarriage. It was early days, about 6 weeks. So it's like, okay, it happens. And a second one, and it's like, okay, something's not right. So it's that point I decided to go and have a full body check
check up and see what's happening. Why isn't this holding? And then I found out I had fibroids. Now you need to understand, I didn't know what fibroids were.
So you mentioned that you love food.
Yeah, I love food.
So do you cook?
Oh yeah, I cook.
You cook?
Yeah, I do.
Like, you cook well?
I cook. My friends call me Chef Derrick.
No way.
I'm telling you.
So give me an example. Can you like host like 10 people or more?
I wish I could show you a couple of snaps on my phone when I'm grilling and doing all that barbecue.
You will
thing.
share. We shall share. Mhm.
So yeah, I do that, and I also like to cook when I'm home. Like on a Sunday when I'm just home and it's just me. I just like to get in my kitchen, do a few things. Prepare some meat, prepare some Irish, prepare some rice, try out some new recipes. I'm like the kind of person who will be going through my Facebook and then I see a recipe, I'm like,
I know. And you save it.
Yeah. So like I go to game and I'm like, oh, which recipe, this one. Then I tried it, then I come out well, I'm like,
It comes out well, I'm like, one.
Then
and
I
that's a
post it.
beauty. There's so many. There's so many
Yeah.
things that you can try. So like, what's your favorite thing to do? You mentioned grilling, because some people like roast, some people like grill, some people like to bake, which is, I think, part of the whole cooking
Well,
experience.
grilling and roasting is literally a thin line between the two. So it's basically fire and how you play around with it.
No, you know why I disagree? With roasting, you can kind of just put it in there and leave it be and just check on it once in a while. While grilling is a skill.
That's
You
not,
have to really pay attention.
That's
People
not-
burn.
That's not
things.
what my teacher told me.
Really?
Yeah. You see,
Who's your teacher? Let's tell us.
my teacher, the one who taught me how to roast, he's called Bill.
Okay.
Tibingana. Yeah, I actually work with him at Vision Group. And he told me the first thing you need to learn is to just be in love with the meat.
Yep. Okay.
Even before you marinate it, before you put it on the grilling stove, you just be in love with it. So he told me literally after like 5 minutes you have to be changing side because you don't want your meat to be burnt. Whether you're grilling, whether you're roasting, you just have literally to take care of it like you're taking care of a baby. And that's one thing I know about meat. So I'm just gonna keep.
But that's what I
flipping
mean.
it,
That's a
flipping it.
skill. You see, you have to really take your
You have
time.
to it's like
Because there's nothing more annoying, bear with me, nothing more annoying than giving someone a beautiful cut of meat and they burn it.
you feel me?
I'm like, you need to be bitten.
And I also don't like to give someone meat that is burnt. Like I want you to test it, and when you go, you tell your friend, you're like, yo, there's a guy.
There's a guy.
He's called Chef Derrick. When did I start commercial modeling? Let me see, that was about 2017. Yeah, 2017. I'm registered to one of the modeling agencies, and usually when gigs come up, they call you up and tell you there's this and this happening, so I want you to do it. So yeah.
Is that something easy? Do you find it easy?
Yeah, I mean, it's just camera. It's just being on camera and do your thing. I've been being in front of the camera from 2016, so there's nothing that's going to be hard. All I had to do is just understand the script. What do you want me to do? You want me to smile? You want me to cry? You want me to do? And I just let it out. And once I'm
So
done,
it comes naturally.
it's like easy money. It's like someone telling you, first come and pick this 200K just for just. Yeah,
just for standing
Hey,
there.
But those friends are now rare. We don't know what happened to them. Back in the day, they were just going like that. First come and just pick just a 200 just for just. So I feel like
me, I don't have friends like that.
you don't have. Now you have my number. Make use of it. Anyway, so it just comes off natural and easy for me.
Have you ever thought about acting?
I have acted before.
Oh, thank
I'm an actor as well. Like literally, my CV is when it gets to something around the camera, it's huge.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so like what projects have you been in?
I did Exodus. That was like my first project.
Okay.
I did Coffee Shop. Yeah, and then I also what was this other movie I featured in? I forget. I literally forget the third one because when it gets to acting, I'm like very picky with the gigs I do.
Okay.
Yeah. And,
So you prefer movies?
yeah, movies.
You
yeah, I
haven't
do.
been in any like TV series?
Coffee Shop was a TV series.
Okay.
Directed by Davidson. And I was acting as a doctor. Now you can imagine me as a doctor. I
Were
was
you
all-
convincing?
Oh, you don't want to try me. I have a couple of episodes. You should check them out. It was very convincing. And yeah, it was amazing, I must say. It's just all about getting into character. And yeah, but I'm looking forward to the couple of directors that have gotten in touch with me recently that would like to work with me. But I usually have a challenge. Because these guys are my friends, the movie makers. I used to do a show about Ugandan movies, you know, and I got a lot of contacts. Yeah.
Yes, okay, that
You
makes
remember
sense.
the flick? Yeah,
I
yeah.
remember I saw that.
Exactly. So they usually have one challenge. Most of them usually tell me this. Derrick, you're very expensive. I'm like, guys, you've not even sat down with me.
Hey,
So
that's
why are
already
you judging me.
You know, that's a negotiating tactic. They're already trying to bring you down before you've even begun.
Yeah, but yeah, it's something I do as well, and it's amazing.
No, but your time should be paid for.
I like being in character. I like trying out hard things. I like trying out a challenge. You know, though there are some characters I can't. I don't think I can act as a lady. Ooh.
That might be tricky.
Yeah, true. Because it will need me to cut off my beard, which I can't.
Which I can see you really take care of.
This is my firstborn. Have you seen the challenge of dropping your firstborn? Like on social media, it's been happening recently. I was like, I think I should drop this firstborn for them.
Okay, so what has been challenging for you? What do you feel like has been? Because it sounds like you're go, 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 go. Your energy is just go, 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 go. But what is challenging for
What
you?
has been so challenging? That's one question that usually takes me a minute to answer. I usually get it a lot, but in my head,
No?
I can't find it. Like, I don't think they're challenges. I think they're just small obstacles.
Okay.
Like I said, I'm someone who's very prayerful, and recently I have my favorite verse in the Bible, Psalms 23. You know, it talks about the Lord being my shepherd, and you know, even if you walk through the valley of the death, you should fear no evil. He'll place a table in front of you and your enemies and everything. And I feel like every time I meet some of these obstacles, I just kneel down and pray, and for some reason, it just usually works out. Like every time I pray, I have something my mom told me when I was a kid, something my mom has told all of us. It's called prayer at 3 a.m.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so she told us that 3 a.m. is literally the best time to ask God whatever you want. Why? The heavens are open. Like God is just asking his people, what do you want? And I give you. People are sleeping at that time.
Yeah.
So they
It's
are
very quiet.
yeah, it's very quiet, and that's the time he gives out. So usually when I have something that is burning, I wake up at 3 a.m. and pray about it. And for some reason, it just turns things around.
Okay.
So that's why I always find it very challenging for me to answer the question of what have been the challenges you have encountered.
Yeah.
I feel like they're just obstacles that come through. You know, another thing I've learned about the Bible is that the devil is always going to come to you because he's afraid of the strength you have. He's afraid of the person God has sent you out there to be. If you have not met any obstacles, any challenges in your life, you need to double check yourself as far as your religion is concerned or your belief is concerned. If you don't have these things coming to you in your life, then there's a problem. But every time you have challenges, every time you have obstacles, that means the devil is afraid of the person you're going to become. So he's going to bring up all these challenges, all these obstacles, all these moments to put you down, just to make you feel like you can't do what God has destined you to do.
Okay.
So you just need to find a way of, getting back to, your Bible, praying to God and believing that this is just temporary. As simple as that.
Okay.